Term papers due today. My dog ate it. Ah! For Whom the Late Bell Tolls by John McPherson. I'm trying to avoid being associated with any one particular peer group. Hey Keith, is what I heard true? Did Gary Slater really stuff you into your locker and leave you there for 5 hours? Will's new habit of wearing bowling shoes to school was having a negative effect on his social life. Get some pizza? No I can't. Look Will, I gotta go. High-top sneakers were becoming the ultimate status symbol at Weller High. Personally, I'll be sort of glad when this fad dies out. One of the hottest fads ever to hit Blimsley High, trampoline shoes. MacOlher was sick and tired of forgetting his locker combination. Algebra 202, page 9, 27. If Romney is twice the age that Lloyd was when he was 3 times older than Shirley, how old will Lloyd be when he is 10 years younger than Romney when he was 4 times as old as Shirley? A, 28. B, half as old as Shirley. C, 1.2761 times Romney's age. D, Romney's age minus 1/3 of Shirley's. H, 7.2 months ago. E, none of the above. F, all of the above. G, A, C, and sometimes D. H, A and E. I, all of the below. Leon, keep your eyes on your own paper. Every high school student's worst enemy, the essay question. Mrs. Bratt hoped that oral midterms in Spanish 201 would give students a unique cultural experience. Enunciate more, James. Hola, señor Toro. ¿Cómo está usted? Uh-oh, what's going on? I'm all done and nobody else has handed their test yet. Something is seriously wrong. Wait a second. How can I be done before everybody else? I must have messed up big time. I'm not turning this test in until someone else does. More and more students are relying on private coaching firms to help them score higher on their SATs. All right, kid, loosen up. Save your strength for the verbal section. Don't get bogged down in reading comprehension. Hey, you look good on those trigonometry functions. An SAT sample question is used to test students' sense of logic. 6 exams in 2.5 days have taken their toll on Phil Wagner's. Gravity equals the square root of the Magna Carta, which was signed during the 1812 overture by the isosceles triangle named Pocahontas, who found in carbon dioxide. Phil! Snap out of it! Exams are over. No more tests! Study tip. If you're taking a computer score test, but forgot to bring a number 2 pencil, use 2 number 1 pencils instead. SAT proctors are specially trained to terrorize students by continuously writing down the time left in the exam. SAT pressure finally pushes Ted Chipster over the edge. Ah! No, you can't borrow one! These are my number 2 pencils! Mine! Should have brought your own! Ah, mine! Gotta be prepared! My pencils! Mine! Students' requests for more variety in the school menu continue to go unheeded. I'll take a large order of food. I hate it when the track team comes to lunch. Does anybody want the rest of my peanut butter, mustard, and asparagus sandwich? Garçon. Needless to say, 98% of the students at Millpot High brought their own lunches. It was about time somebody put up pest strips in the Thatcher High cafeteria. Rumor had it that there was going to be a massive food fight during 6th period lunch. Dave's latest metal shop project revolutionized food fights. Range 12 feet. Knowledgeable students are able to trace the history of the school's most memorable food fights by looking at the cafeteria ceiling. See that fuzzy green stuff? That's meatloaf from the Great Food Fight of 77. Get involved. Join the club. Yahtzee Club. Future Janitors of America, Limbo Dancer Club, Tag Team Tetherball, Fun with Logarithms, Students for Better Eyeglass Care, Calculator Repair and Maintenance, Students Against Bad Breath. Desperate to sell more papers, the newspaper staff at Lutner High stoops to the lowest form of journalism. Nobody was too pleased with the yearbook staff at Whitney High. Very good, Kathy. That is the correct spelling of carrot. Don, would you please spell pseudoparenchyma? Leon Waggett's chances of winning the science fair were looking pretty slim. Unable to raise enough money for a 10-day trip to Paris, the Muckler High French Club had to settle for 3 days in Cleveland. Parlez-vous français? The #1 all-time stupidest song to request at a high school dance. You put your right hand in and you sing it all about you, the hokey pokey, and you tell yourself about. As the band continued to play, an angry mob searched for members of the prom committee. Countdown ladies, sing this song, doo-da, doo-da. The latest in stereo technology, the Party Walkman. An early version of the Walkman. Deep down inside, Coach Knott had always wanted to be a math teacher. Count off by the square root of 7. Let go of the ceiling, Wilkins! You hurt me, Luckner. No hands or feet allowed. How to tell when it's time to change your gym socks? Lloyd used a powerful self-defense technique. Look out! Leave him alone, Budge. He's got a dirty gym sock. The athletic program at Midfield High needed some serious upgrading. Swing, 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 swing. Coach says next year we'll get enough money to get real helmets. If you want my opinion, I think our color guard is out to lunch. Robertson High was forced to combine its cross-country and archery programs. Track coach Walt Busman was known for his harsh training methods. All right, let's try to get it a little faster, and for Pete's sake, Watkins, keep up this time. Being a cheerleader for the cross-country team was not an easy task. Don't trip, run, you son of a gun! Next year, the team hoped to buy official backboards. Morale on the Wadley High basketball team started to slip during the pregame meeting. The Smeltner High cheerleaders did little to boost the team's morale. Block, rat, punt! It was sometime during the third period that the Wheatmont High cheerleaders turned on their own team. Who's the loudest team in the world? Wheatmont! Walt owed this victory to 10 years of Boy Scout training. As a member of the bowling team, the Robb brothers knew this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Somebody sabotaged the Furberville High 440 relay team by putting super glue on their baton. The high hurdles were not Glenn's strongest event. This new training method has increased our jumps by 70%. No one could slide like Justin the Mole Frawley. Safe. The umpires were starting to suspect that Zach might be throwing a spitball. What did I tell you back in the third inning? I said take it easy, don't throw so hard. Did you listen? No! Stella's father should have known better than to answer the phone when she was hoping for a call from potential prom dates. I got it! Hello? No, August is booked solid. September 6th is possible if you get me back by 6. There might be some openings in late October. Cancellations? No chance. Needless to say, Chuck's serenading didn't get him a date with Jeannie. So, Linda, what are you doing tonight? Look, I know this was a really weird thing to do, but I didn't know how else to get your attention. Anyway, I was wondering if you'd like to go out Friday night. Jamie had made a serious scheduling error. Just make sure you get her home by 12. The blind date that was destined to fail. So, you must be Eleanor. I'm Bobo Zansky, but you can call me Weasel. Another date ruined by an embarrassing commercial. Has B.O. got you down? Tired of driving away your friends? Try to use Stick Away deodorant. Stick Away's powerful anti-odor formula stops B.O. dead. So you're off to the big prom tonight, eh? Oops, sorry about that. As an expression of his deep love for her, Dave made Jamie a prom dress in woodshop. As always, the annual hip boot formal at Matone High was a big success. Mom, it's not a date. He's only a friend. Louise was starting to drop some subtle hints that she didn't want to see Vern anymore. Rather than lead Walt on, Louise thought it was best to be upfront about her decision to break up with him. It didn't take people long to discover that the Smedley High Christmas comedy had mistakenly decked the halls with boughs of poison ivy. So far, no one had fallen for Howard Muslap's mistletoe trick. Say, isn't that mistletoe? Students in Mr. Muskin's math class suddenly lost their spirit of Christmas when they discovered that the gifts he had given them contained their midterm exams. Loretta Slag, Burnfest High's version of the Grinch. I'd like you all to do a 50-page paper on the migration patterns of the African snail. Due the day we return from vacation. Have a Merry Christmas! Heh. Miss Oxnard's end-of-the-year gift to everyone who passed her class made most of them wish they hadn't. Everyone in Mrs. Snurlman's class pitched in and got her the ultimate gift, a gas-powered blackboard eraser. Bob tried in vain to get through the living room without showing his report card to his parents. As punishment for his low grades, Wade's mother forced him to watch 12 hours of hee-haw reruns. Lorraine's worst nightmare comes true. Lorraine Sapolsky, you get home this instant and make your bed. A curfew was not something to be taken lightly in the Milligan household. Walter, we don't have to buy Doreen a new prom dress after all. My old prom dress fits her perfectly. Mr. Medlick expresses his disapproval of Wendy's new boyfriend. Look, Mom and Dad, all I want is a little more independence. Is that too much to ask? Wally Nortman was an expert at beating curfews. Bob's new business venture wasn't the gold mine he thought it would be. Welcome to Burger City Drive-Thru. May I take your order? Ted's chances of getting a raise weren't looking too hot. Thurl's wheat trimming job at Mr. Whipple's comes to an abrupt halt. Bud found a great way to expand his summer lawn job. Louis Rinski's lifelong fascination with dominoes culminated in this one fateful moment. I always thought sheepskin was just an expression. I don't have to return the cap and gown until Wednesday, so I figured I might as well get some use out of them. Western New Guinea College of Taxidermy. This is not a good way to choose a college. Enroll now at Ed's University at Mudley Present. Only $700 per semester. By 2 semesters, get the third one half price. And if you order now, you'll get the following courses absolutely free. 1. Counting. 2. Intermittent hairstyling. 3. The history of bowling. Stop by Ed's campus now and receive a free Ed's U tote bag. No purchase necessary. Offer available at any stores. The dreaded end-of-year locker clean-out. With summer on the way, Peggy was trying desperately to get a head start on her tan. The seat that came with the bike was too darn uncomfortable. Go! Can you believe we're really here? And with 2 whole weeks to spend! Summer wasn't even halfway over, and already the dreaded signs began to appear. take it easy, Dave. It's only July. That doesn't mean a thing. Students at Wagner High weren't ready to accept the fact that summer vacation was over. Jim Shad was one of the few people in school who could burp the entire Star Trek theme song. So, how was Chem Lab? It didn't take much to upset Mrs. Bernshard. I have had it with the way you comb your hair, young man. Stand in the corner. Chris Judd will know better than to raise his hand next time Mr. Norwood asks for a volunteer to erase the blackboard. Students at Luffner High were sort of let down when they found out that their foreign exchange student was from Ohio. What kind of food do we eat? I don't know, pretty much the same kind of food you eat around here. Loud's ability, the tie flies to Linda Sandusky's hair, earned him 37 weeks of detention study hall. So anyway, Rhonda told Doris all about Wayne, and Mrs. Mortelman made sure that everyone participated in class. Dan, I see your hand is up. Wayne Merleman couldn't find a highlighter, so he used a black marker to cross out all the stuff he didn't want to read again. As soon as Dad brought the video camera, Eric knew the first day of school would be a catastrophe. Okay, open the door just like you would any other door. Good, keep going. Pretend I'm not here. Perfect. Mrs. Butler went over a few of her rules on the first day of school. Before we begin today's dissection lab, I'd like you each to select your specimen and take it back to your lab table. Please stop sharpening your pencil so loudly! People are trying to study! Excuse me, Mrs. Neltic. We had a biology project get a little out of control next door. Did you by any chance see a green and red snake about 6 or 7 feet long? Oh, there he is. Excuse me, Mr. Nerman. Can I talk to you about a little problem I ran into on my biology project? Microbiology, Mr. Lurwad. You were right, it does look like Pete Clark. It wasn't long before students started to take advantage of Mrs. Grindle's nearsightedness. For the last time, Robert, answer the question and wipe that silly grin off your face. This was the 3rd time in a week that Grant got caught passing notes to Liz. Mr. Kickman wasn't too good with names. Number 4, can you answer that question for us? 26 years of inhaling formaldehyde fumes finally caught up with biology teacher Ruth Muldoon. Take this next round to the interstate. Student tip. Save time on big reading assignments by reading every other word. Score 7 ago fathers forth this a nation in end. Boy, that was some pothole. Mr. Glumply was a master of reverse psychology. Whoever answers the next question correctly will be allowed to do 30 extra homework problems. This wasn't what I had in mind when I signed up for shop class. Hop in there, she'll untie you. Then you tell her you were kidnapped last week and couldn't do the paper. Walt messes up his right-hand turn signal again. Let's face it. Everybody does this when they're assigned a 2,000-word essay. Shoot. 1,974 words to go. Good morning and welcome to the wonders of physics.